Hey guys, my name is Vias. I'm a student at Texas A&M, and I've worked on an automatic chessboard. So this is an automatic chessboard. As you can see on the top, there is just a board with a bunch of magnetic pieces. Underneath, I have a XY coordinate system with a magnet that that either attracts a magnet or doesn't attract a magnet. So I'll kind of go into the details about what's going on underneath later in the video, but I'll just start with demonstrating what I'll be doing. And yeah, one more thing to note is I used a paper here. So if you guys are interested in doing a project like this, it's good to put a paper on top of your platform so that if you need alignment issues, if you have problems aligning, you can just move the paper instead of having to deal with drawing up a whole new board. So yeah, so let's go to the program itself. So I have Arduino here, and in the Arduino, you can see, so if you haven't done Arduino before, everything's in a loop. Basically what I'm running here is I'm waiting for some sort of incoming communication for serial available, and once it gets a string, it's going to send that into make movement, which does a whole bunch of stuff and basically makes the movement. That's all it does. And in here, you can see that this is my C++ code, which is sending in the movement. So this is where all the backend chess part comes in and communicates with the Arduino. So here I'm actually writing in data and waiting for read to say that a move is finished. So let's actually run the code and see what happens. So if we run the code, you guys can see that a little console sort of chessboard comes up here, and this is so I can make sure everything is going on right on my board, as long as it's going on right here. So let's just make the first movement, which is 4-2. This pawn here. Let's move it up 4-3 so you guys can see the X 4-2 up there 4-3. So let's do 4-2. Enter 4-3. And now when you look at the chessboard, the piece should move. And you see I'm putting it to top corner. This is to prevent any sort of collision. So I always move on the axes. So that's something to think about. I've seen other people do it in different ways, but for me, I found this to be the most convenient. You don't have magnets hitting each other and picking each other up. So that's the reason why I did that with every single move, no matter what. So I'm just going to make another move. Let's do 8-7, 8-6. And I'm just going to move the far pawn for the black to go down over the gold. Down one. See, this is running on stepping mode, 2 stepping motors. So right now it's going in both directions, it's going diagonally because the magnet is down. So I'm kind of taking a shortcut to get there, and then once I'm done with the diagonal portion, I'll go only in one axis. So at the very end, because it's 8-7, see it goes for just a little bit, going the x-axis. And now it picks up the piece, and it should just go down 1. And then I'll center the piece into the middle. So that's just simple moves, but a little tricky part is taking a piece. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use the white bishop to go and pick up the black pawn. So this bishop that's close by is going to go and take that black pawn. So let's see what happens once. So I'm going to enter in the coordinates 3-1, and it's going to get to 8-6. You should pick up this bishop right here. And one thing we know is I use a 16 by 18 grid. 16 is for all the possible movements. So 16 is all the possible movements on the Y, and 18 is all the X. So I guess it's 18 by 16. But the reason why I had a little more on the X is, as you can see, when I take this pawn, I'm going to have to discard it somewhere. So that little extra space on the right, you can see there's like a little rectangle. That's where the pawn is going to be placed. So Right now, I have a nifty little back and forth motion to get the bishop into the center and the pawn away. So the pawn is going to go, it's going to go down all the way there and thrown off to the side over here. And then it's going to go all the way back home. So yeah, you know, I can. That's all. That's pretty much all the movements right there. It's just going to keep repeating that, and wherever piece is taken, it's going to be in the next available open spot on the right hand side. So that is this board right there. I know some of you guys might be Harry Potter fans. This is, some people could call this wizard's chess because it was similar to that. So we can actually use the rook or the to take the next pawn. So we're just going to take one more piece like this, and let's just do that real quick. That's the wrong coordinates. These are the right coordinates. Okay. So you'll get to kind of see what happens to the bishop when you take that. Again, this is the x and y are moving together. As you can see, there's two stepper motors on the left hand side, kind of there, and they are moving it like that. So that's the y, and the far one is the x. And there is a servo underneath there, and right as it picks it up, so you can see the servo come up, and then now it's attached to the piece. So now whenever when the xy moves around, the piece will also move around the top. So that's kind of what's going on there. So now you can see go up and down,